Hello friends, so today we have got 6 more pairs. First starting with momentary and momentous. Momentary means lasting for a moment. For example, all the yarning is momentary. Yarning, that is momentary. Then all our pleasures are momentary pleasures. It's lasting only for a few minutes, maybe a few hours, and then disappear, isn't it? And many of these pleasures that we enjoy, after that we feel sorry for it. Like spending a lot of time on mobiling, and then at the end you say, oh, I wasted my 4 hours or 5 hours like that. So these are momentary pleasures, momentary, lasting for only a moment. Momentous means very important. Momentous. We make the invention of steam engine was a momentous invention. Momentous one. It's very like that. All the inventions are very momentous. For example, electricity. Then you have got the antibiotics. All those things are very momentous as far as human beings are concerned. Momentous. Understand? I can see that this what do you call flashlight, for example, is momentary. Flashlight is momentary, but momentous decisions you make in life. For example, getting married. You decide to get married. That's a momentous decision. Very important decisions in your life. Turning point for many people. Understand? Then the second one is metal and metal. Metal means hard substance. Iron is a metal, gold is a metal, silver is a metal, like that. The other metal means your ability, your quality, for example. So he scored 100 marks out of 100. Thus he proved his metal. Because the teachers had every hope that he would get a first rank in the exam. So when he got it, the teacher said, he proved his metal. Understand that? Metal. Like that Bhima, he proved his metal on many occasions. Like also Arjuna, so on. You will find that proving your metal means proving your ability or your quality or your capacity, or whatever you call it, your capacity or your brilliance, all those things come under proving your metal. Reverend and reverence, one is D, the other is T. Reverend means respected. We reverend fathers, you have heard the reverend fathers, means respected fathers. The priests in the church, Catholic Church and also all the other churches, you call them reverend father. That means respected. Reverend means a feeling of respect, having a feeling of respect. For example, when you go to holy places, you go there in a reverent mood. For pilgrimage and so on, when you go to holy places, you go in a reverent mood. Understand that? And then next one is verbal and verbose. Verbal means connected with the verb, that's all. Gerund is a verbal noun. That's a definition. Gerund means ing form of the verb, but when it is used as a noun, it is called a gerund. So it's a verbal noun. Isn't it? Whenever you talk about transitive and intransitive, that is a discussion, that is a verbal discussion. Yes. It's relating to verb. Active verbs and passive verbs, voice forms, they are verbal discussions. That is, verbal matters means they deal with verbs. Verbose means using too many words. See, for example, legal documents you can see. Almost all the legal documents are verbose. You must have seen this now. Agreements. See, if you take an LIC policy, you will have to get in an agreement. You read, nobody can read even that. It is a verbose document, you can say. Too many words repeating the same word in this way or that way. That's verbose mean. Some people, when they have no ideas, they go verbose. They have no ideas to present. Then what they do? They play with words. Too many words. They go on speaking. There are speakers, when you listen, you don't understand anything. They are using words and words and words. Like when Polonius, Hamlet, when Polonius asked Hamlet, "What do you read, my lord?" He said, "Words, words, words," like that. So the verbose people, what do? Is they use words, words, words without any meaning. That's the thing. Using too many words. Wave and wave. Wave here, verb. Verb means take your weapon and show like this. Showing your weapon like this. Move it to right and left. That is to show that you are a... you can see now wave, this boxing. You must have seen. They will be waving their hands like this. So that is the meaning of it. But there is a noun, wave. Waves in the sea, you say. That's a different one. This is a verb, wave. So you can see that some people, gladiators, gladiators, people who fight with swords, what do? Before they start fighting, they will wave their weapons like this, show their weapons like in this way. Understand? And then wave means to relinquish, means to say that I don't want it. That is, relinquish means to leave. Or to say that I don't require it or I don't want it. Sometimes what happens is that you will have to waive your rights. Because you find that fighting for your rights will be more difficult than relinquishing it or saying that I don't want that right. Waiving it, that is waiving your rights. Understand that? Some days, when the treatment becomes worse than the disease, then what you do is that you will say, I waive the treatment. Means I don't want the treatment. I relinquish the treatment. I don't require that. That is waiving means. Leaving or saying no to your rights. Or what you are supposed to get, something that you want, you are enjoying, you say that I don't want. So that's called waiving. So we waive many things during the Lent season. So that is, we relinquish many things during the Lent season. And the sixth one is flagrant and fragrant. Flagrant means open, deliberate. Open doesn't mean that you should not go and say flagrant door. That cannot be done. Open here means, the best example is driving on the right side of a road is a flagrant violation of rules of the road. So if you walk along the left side of the road, because the walkers are supposed to take the right side. So if you take the left side, that's also a flagrant violation of the rules. Flagrant. In that sense, it is open or deliberate, you can say. Don't say door is flagrant. Don't say such kind of things. It is like the old joke. Now it is not a joke. Go and marry the cow. Like that. It is something like that. So don't say like that. Flagrant here means it's a mental attitude, so it's open and deliberate. Yes. Fragrant means sweet smelling. Flowers. Almost all the flowers are sweet smelling, fragrant flowers. And those flowers, yes, almost all flowers are fragrant flowers. Isn't it? Fragrance, you have got fragrant, what do you call, powders, powder you have got. Kutikura powder. I don't know whether such things exist now exotic, aquatic wood and so on. Once upon a time, I don't know whether these things are available in the market now, but anyhow, they are all fragrant, isn't it? They are fragrant cosmetics, or what you can say, things used for brightening your personality or something like that, you can say, isn't it? Or sprays are fragrant. Most of the sprays, body sprays that you are using, they are fragrant, isn't it? There's a special fragrance for them. So we say they are fragrant chemicals or whatever. It must be Yardley, for example. I don't know much about these things, but the people say the body sprays are fragrant. They cannot be repellent now, because nobody will use repellent body sprays, because then people will run away from you. Why do you use these things, these sprays? Because you want to attract people, not attack people, attract people. So naturally what happens is they are all sweet smelling, so fragrant, they are fragrant body sprays. I think it is very clear to you. Momentary means lasting for a moment. Momentous, very important. Metal means or a substance, hard substance. Metal means your ability. Reverent means respected. Reverent means a feeling of respect. Verbal means relating to verbs, and then you have got verbose means using too many words instead of a few. Then wave means to shake it, or very proud people, they will be doing like this. Shaking means in left and right, like this. Wave means to relinquish or to say that I don't want. Flagrant means open, deliberate, and fragrant means sweet smelling. I think these words are very good, and of course you must be able to make your own sentences, but as a guidance I have made some sentences here for you. Here it is. All pleasures are momentary, lasting for a moment. Marriage is a momentous event in a man's life. It is one of the momentous events. There are many other momentous events, but of course. And second, gold is a precious metal. Arjuna proved his metal on many occasions. And then you have got Gandhiji was a reverend leader. Means we respect him. And we go to Rajghat in reverend mood. In a reverend mood. Not in reverend mood, but in a reverend mood. Then fourth one is gerund is a verbal noun. Legal documents are often written in verbose style which we cannot even understand. He said, whereas such and such fellow is defendant and plain defend, all those things. And then the fifth one is driving without license is a flagrant violation of traffic rules. Driving without license, flagrant, means very open and deliberate. And then your roses are fragrant flowers. Not only roses, almost all the flowers. The gladiator waved his sword before the fight. Gladiators means those people who fight with the swords, Roman gladiators, you must have heard of that. And then you have got Shylock refused to waive his right for a pound of Antonius' flesh. So Shylock said, no, I will not waive my right. So he stood for it. And then at the end, Portia arguing about mercy, there is a speech, isn't it? And a very long speech. But in spite of all this, says that I will not, I want that pound of flesh. So he refused to waive. He refused to relinquish his right for a pound of flesh from Antonio's body. Clear? Hope that is clear to you and useful to you. Additions to your vocabulary, your ability to prove your mettle in writing and in speaking and in facing interviews and in thinking also. Okay. So see you again till we meet again.